And this is actually the first time that a track submit gets directly signed to the AXSENS label.
Until we know we are, we keep dancing with our hearts.
Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Yes, we moved to another location. This is really just beautiful, amazing, and unfortunately I didn't do a whole lot today, just to the grocery store, to the beach really quick, and the rest of the day just chilling here, doing absolutely nothing. But first of all, I got really great news. As you might remember, I think like 2 track submits ago, there was a song by Dream Flavor called Pulse. And I said it's a really good song. I would actually like to assign to my AXSENS label, but there were a couple of mistakes. The producer changed some of them, improved the song, and this is actually the first time that a track submit gets directly signed to the AXSENS label, or at least I'm offering him to sign it with the label. I still didn't hear back from him, but congrats on making such a good track. Can't wait to fully share it with all of you, but today, since I didn't do anything, it's time again for a new episode of Track Submits. So yeah, welcome to Track Submits. If you're new here, that's kind of the little segment where you send me tracks and I give you feedback. The link to submit your songs is down below in the description. The first song is by, I think it's pronounced OM, Perturbation. The break is just amazing. I love the synthesizer sound. Reminds me of the old days where I was DJing progressive house music. Sounds like Cyrus D, Prida kind of stuff, old Swedish House Mafia stuff. Very nice progressive, escalating synthesizer melody, opening up the cutoff, really brilliant. But then again, the drop isn't as perfect, and it doesn't really fit to the rest that much. I mean, the kick is good, and also the synthesizer that is on top, also the sound design, the mixing, everything is alright. I just think the bass line is too boring. It's just one note. The sound of the bass line is also fine, but I think it just needs to switch up to make it more interesting. You can't have the same bass note just repeat in such a boring kind of rhythm. So spice it up a little, maybe add some low percussions to make the low end a little bit more interesting. But other than that, a really cool track, and I love the style. It really reminds me of the old days, my start into the DJ world. Good solid track, definitely a big hint of tropical house, and I like it. The mixing is fine. The main synthesizer is not my cup of tea. I like the tone of it, the sound of it. It's also 1 octave too high, I think. Just lowering it by 1 octave might actually already solve it, make it more interesting, a little bit cooler, a little bit more stylized, and more fitting to the style of the song. The arrangement is also a little bit boring. There isn't really structure in the song, and the vocals don't always really fit to it, but it's a good track, so definitely keep on working on that. Yeah, the main sound really is for me the weakest point. Next up by Iselle Dumont, a track called Aurora Borealis. yeah, the vibe is kind of cool, but this sounds more like someone that just started producing or is maybe in the first year, or maybe in the first 2 years. It doesn't have the punch in the drums that much, the kick is too low, there isn't really a bottom end. You can see that in the analyzer immediately, like below 100 Hertz. It's entirely missing, and that's the most important part about electronic music. So try to just increase the volume of those lower elements. Sound design isn't quite there yet. The main synthesizer sounds just sound boring and like stock kind of sounds. You need to spice them up with a little bit of distortion, delay, reverb, just to make it more interesting and just put more time into finding the right sounds. Drums are kind of okay. I would say like the strongest part about this track, the snare is extremely good. You get there a really cool sample that is just working wonderful. Next up by Solar, a track called Want You to Stay. The vibe is cool, the mixing is good, it sounds like a typical spinning kind of song, like from the vibe, like the spinning deep house kind of stuff. Kind of clubby, but still commercial enough to be played on the radio. The sounds are good and typical for this kind of style. I would just spice them up a little to make them more unique, to just stand out a little more. And most of the parts still need like the last 10% to be really a spinning kind of thing. The vocals need to be a lot better to make them more catchy and just on par with the other songs. But the Korg M1 piano kind of house sound, I really love it. It's like a classic sound. The drums are strong. The mixing is really solid. So really here, just keep on going. Maybe a half a year, maybe a year, and this definitely is a release on a good, solid label. And maybe just like a tip, maybe trying to be a little bit different, because I can imagine, for example, Spinnin', they get a million demos that sound exactly like that every day, so it gets boring. So maybe just spice it up, be a little bit more different. This is really interesting. I mean, I listened to the entire thing. The break was a little long and weak, but then the drop was really interesting. A little experimental dubstep, a lot of sounds combined into each other, call and response. Something I haven't heard before in this kind of way of making it. So that's definitely good. It needs a little bit more professional mixing and a tiny bit more like the sound design, trying to squeeze out a little bit more, but in general really interesting. I just don't really know a label where this could be released, but it's good, it's interesting. Keep on working on this and you get something really great. And just really work on the arrangement a little. The break is really too long, too boring. Definitely the weakest part. This would be amazing with like a simple break and just amazing vocals, and then this drop again. This could actually work out really great. Make it a little longer, 2 minutes 30 is really on the short kind of side, but I'm sure this is just like still work in progress. So that's pretty much it from today already. If you want to submit your song, the link is in the description. I have to hurry up a little because everyone is getting ready now for dinner. It's really just like this vacation is getting up, breakfast, then to the beach a little, to the pool, and then again dinner. So really chilled, relaxed, and yeah, I'm learning to enjoy it. I prefer actually working. I'm just so used to it. I feel a little empty without, but like I got 2 more weeks actually to just enjoy. And yeah, by the way, if you're interested, Gavin made a new cover. If you want to check it out, it will be linked at the end of this video. And yeah, the end is actually right now. But just wait, I have to show you one thing. Actually 2 things. You see these shells in pink? Really, really beautiful. And what's even more fascinating is this lemon tree. Like just here, without doing anything, fresh lemons. I don't know, but it's these little things that just are beautiful and very inspirational. Oh yeah, and the huge pool.
Keep dancing. eyes of